Good morning, Oklahoma, and welcome to Cow-Calf Corner. This week, we revisit a classic question in the cattle business, and that is, what is a good bull worth? We do this on an annual basis about this time of year when we are getting ready to see purebred cattlemen market a lot of yearling bulls, and those of us in the cow-calf business are ready to take ownership, charge our bull battery back up, and get ready for spring breeding season. This is, I always say, an age-old and classic question that we ask ourselves time and time again. And I refer back to what I was taught as a student here at OSU about 40 years ago. A good bull is worth about 5 calves that he sires. Now that question, and the answer to that question, doesn't necessarily quantify this with a value. So as we take a look at the most recent USDA market report on what calves, yearling steers, and fed cattle are worth, we come up with some values to actually quantify this answer or this response with. If we take a look at what weaned calves are worth right now, a 523-pound weaned calf last week in Oklahoma City equated to a value of a little over $1,200. If we take that times 5, if we are marketing our calves at weaning, a good bull is worth a little over $6,000 to turn out on our cows. We take that a step further. 874-pound yearling steers last week equated to a value of about $1,555 a head. If we do the math on that times 5, a good bull is worth about $7,800 or just shy of $8,000 by that math. If we look at the fed cattle price for last week, 1,400-pound finished cattle, bringing about $164.50 per hundredweight, equates to a value of just over 2,300 pounds on a finished calf. That times 5 equals about $11,700 to $11,800, or let's just say just shy of $12,000 of what a good bull should be worth. Now, one of the things that we illustrate as we go through here is that the longer we're going to retain ownership of the calves and the farther off our marketing endpoint for the calves sired by a bull, the more value that bull has to our operation. If finished cattle selling operation, that good bull is worth more to you than if you cash those calves in at weaning. And that also leads to another question that we haven't discussed. If we're going to be keeping daughters back out of the bulls we're purchasing, we're going to be living with them as cows for 8, 10, 12 years down the road. It further exaggerates the value of what a good bull is worth. And so, as I always say, there's a lot of layers to this onion. A good bull in your operation is on the job full-time during breeding season of checking heat and breeding those cows that are in heat. His life is full of perils and things can happen to him. If we assume that that bull's going to last us 4 to 6 breeding seasons, we can do some simple math and look at this in another way. If we pay about $3,000 for a bull and get 6 breeding seasons out of him, he's costing us about $500 a year that he's in service. You can take that value on up. Let's say we pay $6,000 for a bull. It means he costs us about $1,000 per breeding season. If we invest $12,000 in a bull, he's going to cost us about $2,000 a breeding season. If you think of all that a bull does, I encourage cattlemen, take a look at your particular operation, and in particular, what your marketing endpoint is going to be for the calves that a bull sires. That bull that you invest in, the genetic potential he has to increase the performance level for traits that are going to pay dividends and add value for you at the point you sell those calves, whether it is at weaning, as yearlings, as finished cattle, or if you are retaining ownership on females that are going to become your next herd or set of replacements in your cow herd. That bull actually has a great deal of value. All of us want the best value for what we're buying that we can get, but genetics do pay, and I would ask you to consider all those things as you think about what a good bull is worth in the spring of 2023. Thanks for joining us on Cow-Calf Corner.